Dear friends, this is Shamira with a new reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus in Scorpio, or Progressive Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus in Scorpio. As you can see, I already put my cards. This is you, this is your partner. Sometimes you can shift the positions. I want to start to show you the common energy between you two. You have Three of Swords as a common energy. If it's you or your partner, you know better. However, one of you has a heartbreak, has a deception, has a disappointment with someone, and they manifest quite defensive. If you come to approach them, they will react in a very defensive way, because let's look further, because they already end a cycle of suffering with someone, maybe with a fire sign who was quite egotistical and self-centered, but they are in a process of the rising, and they need some solitude and some time with their soul alone, some time in a monastery, in an ashram, a time when to ask some questions about their spirituality, about they are seeking the light in the darkness. Yes, they are rising, but they are still seeking in this moment the light in the darkness, and because of this they are very defensive. And one of you, I said, maybe it's you, maybe it's them, still feel this heartbreak, because let's look, this person was quite selfish and left them in the cold and manipulated them in such a way that they regret, they lost their time and energy and their pure desire of connection. It was a soulmate indeed, a lesson that they had to learn from this soulmate, who make them very sad because they manipulated them and left them in the cold and focus only on themselves. So this is a heartbreak in the common energy between you two. Now let me explain how I see the cards. This is a moon, Mercury, Mars, or 10th house, your fears, what you wish, and the outcome. So let's look closer. What is in your heart? You have two aces, don't forget, at the beginning and at the end of February. This is great because the spiritual energy is close of manifesting in 3D. So you have in your heart this Ace of Wands, a great passion for someone, maybe for this person, maybe this person is new or is a recent acquaintance in your life, and you would like to have a new relationship with them, or to maybe to restore the story. But I do feel it is about a new story between you and this person. However, you feel very passionate, very sexual, very attractive. You burn inside of your heart, and you are like a volcano, and you would like also to manifest maybe also a new project if it is your job. However, it is about new beginnings with passion. This is your Mercury. What you think or how you think. Maybe you are thinking and feeling for a fire sign. Maybe is not necessarily fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because you have three cards in the position of desire. Yes, what you are wishing the Knight of Wands. So it's possible some of you to think about a fire sign, but not necessarily. I repeat, maybe you feel very passionate. Maybe Jupiter in Sagittarius is touching a planet that you have there, and you feel yourself like a volcano. However, this is a position of authority, yes, and maybe you think that you would like to have a position of leader at your job. Maybe you are a leader at your job, or you think that you would like to lead the relationship. In case you are not thinking to No, I don't think, because they are quite disbalanced. I feel that you would like to have the leadership in the relationship. However, you feel creative, you feel in your power. And as you can see, these two are working together. And with this one too. Your Mars or your 10th house. You act quite traditionally. You feel passionate. You feel like burning star. But you act traditional. Maybe you would like to conform to religious rules or standards or principles. However, with this person, you feel and you manifest yourself in a traditional way. Maybe you want to protect themselves, and it's good because I see some cards that show this or advise you to be protective. Maybe it is someone at your job, if it is your 10th house, your public life, that can inspire you, can give you advices how to approach this person. Maybe you would like to offer them a contract, an engagement, the stability that they need, because they are quite idealistic in this moment. This is what I feel. What you are afraid of. 9 of Cups. I do feel that some of you are afraid that because you have to work, it's not something that you will manifest in 2-3 days. Yes, you will not have the patience because you are burning. Yes, and maybe you sometimes have the tendency to drink. So you are afraid to drink, to not drink too much. But for some of you, if it's not this case, you are afraid of becoming self-indulging, or you are afraid that they are not self-indulging because they are quite a little idealistic and sometimes too happy and manifest in a very idealistic way. What you are wishing, I hope I'm coherent. What you are wishing. The Knight of Wands. You are wishing again fire sign. Yes, don't forget 2 cards. This is the third one. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But if this can be a Leo, I think that this is Aries or Sagittarius. So, but not fixed on zodiac signs, because they can be planets or energies. Maybe it is something else. However, you would like to travel, you would like to express your passion, you would like to have an adventure with them, maybe an adventure, a passionate adventure that can lead to an engagement. However, in this moment, you are burning of desires, of sexual desires, yes, and of traveling fast and furious closer of them. You would like to hug them and steal them on your horse and run away somewhere and have this great passion together. However, the outcome for February, it is this Ace of Swords. It is a victory. So you start with passion and you end with victory. I do feel this is related to your job. Maybe some of you can rise in your position. Maybe you will receive an engagement or contract and you will rise in your position. You will be the leader of the project, of the or coordinator in a situation. Maybe you can be a creative manager. However, you will have a victory, you will have a clear mind, because your mind, it's about leading, it's about power. Yes, this is your Mercury and this is about power. So you will have your power, you will have your victory. And also in this relationship, maybe you will start to talk in a very direct and sincere way. And you know, when you communicate clearly, you know how to behave each other. If you didn't know until now, you will start in February to have this communication, clear communication. Maybe they will talk about their past, they will talk about their fears, their prayings. However, doesn't matter, they will talk and you will know how to behave with them. So let's see about your partner. They have in their moon position, they have 8 of Pentacles, which I saw while I was shuffling. So I do feel that maybe this is 8, the 8th house of Scorpio, and of money, yes, because Scorpio